All Top 10 proudly presents the Solar System's 10 Strangest Unknown Events. It's easy to conceive of our solar system as the cosmic equivalent of our backyards because of how vast space is, commonplace, local, and with very few black holes. But the truth is far different. Many of the unusual occurrences that occur throughout the orbit of our Sun are still mysteries to astronomers. Here are 10 of the strangest and most enigmatic phenomena in our solar system. Please click the subscribe button if you're new here and let us know in the comments below saying I subscribed. I'll reply as many comments as I can. Let's start. Number 10. The storms on Jupiter look like beehives. Cyclones can be found on most planets with an atmosphere and moisture beneath their clouds, including our own Earth. These storms have several names on this planet. Depending on where you live, you may be more familiar with them as hurricanes or typhoons. On Earth, cyclones frequently have a spherical shape with a eye in the center. With some gas giant storms, though, this isn't always the case. It was recently discovered that Jupiter's cyclones frequently adopt hexagonal patterns, forming a structure like a honeycomb around both of the gas giant's poles. In addition to Jupiter, there are several gas giants whose storms seem to favor a six-sided, angular structure. Astronomers discovered a gigantic hexagonal cyclone on one of Saturn's poles in 1988. The beehive-like pattern on Jupiter, however, seems unique. What causes these oddly angled storms is the subject of several theories. However, they are still mostly a mystery. Number 9. Saturn's moon Iapetus has a walnut shape. Instead of having their highest mountain peaks scattered throughout the planet's surface, consider what might happen if Earth's tallest mountains formed a single, uninterrupted chain across the equator. In essence, this is what happened on Iapetus. More than twice as high as Mount Everest, this long mountain ridge's highest peak is about 20 kilometers above sea level. This mountain range is also responsible for the mysterious and recognizable walnut shape of the moon. For scientists, the function of this ridge is still a mystery. Some people think that what ultimately came to the surface might have been the ring's fragments, which would fit with Saturn's own ring theory. Others think it might have been built from lunar debris. However, it is now clear that Iapetus's strange half-dark, half-light coloring, which was likewise a mystery until recently, is one among the solar system's most peculiar objects. Number 8. Moon given the name Miranda as Frankenstein. One of the oddest celestial bodies is the deformed Miranda moon, which orbits Uranus. Miranda has, to put it mildly, a fairly rough surface. The moon's numerous craters and wide canyons give it a patchwork appearance. There are a few theories as to why Miranda appears to have been hurriedly pieced together by a mad scientist. It's possible that Miranda's appearance was permanently altered by a series of terrible accidents. This theory seems to fit the theme because Uranus itself was probably involved in several crashes at one time, resulting in its sideways orbit. Another theory proposes that the extraordinary volcanic activity on Miranda, caused by Uranus's gravitational pull, is what gave the normally smooth moon its odd bumpy look. Number 7. Neptune produces more heat than it receives. You sort of anticipate a cold tundra on a planet that is sufficiently far from the Sun. The dwarf planet Pluto has a warm area with a temperature of about -223 degrees Celsius, -369 degrees Fahrenheit, and scientists think that rivers of liquid nitrogen once flowed over its surface. The planet that is officially the farthest from the Sun is Neptune. Although Neptune's surface seldom rises above -200 degrees Celsius, it is by no means a tropical paradise, and scientists do not believe it to be as icy as it should be. This is because Neptune, in some way, emits more energy than it takes in from the Sun. For astronomers, the reason is still a mystery. The hypothesis that diamond rains may be to blame is the most intriguing. The theory goes something like this. The extreme atmospheric pressure of Neptune causes the methane in its atmosphere to condense into diamonds. Diamonds tumble through the thick atmosphere with friction, causing them to rain down and generate heat. This explains why this monster, which is typically quite cold, is generating an energy level never before seen. Number 6. Pluto seems to possess nearly endless nitrogen resources. Pluto is so small that it almost has enough gravity to keep its atmosphere in place. As a result, Pluto constantly loses hundreds of tons of its primarily nitrogen atmosphere as it rounds the Sun. Given this, you might wonder why Pluto hasn't yet run out of nitrogen. Scientists are troubled by the same query. They think a mystery geological mechanism, the details of which are still unknown, must be responsible for the excess nitrogen. Number 5. A ninth planet may exist at the outermost points of the solar system. Some astronomers believe that the solar system may have a ninth planet. Sadly, they aren't talking about Pluto. Astronomers have seen peculiar gravitational patterns in objects in the Kuiper belt, a large asteroid field beyond the orbit of Neptune. These gravitational anomalies might be explained by the presence of a large planet. They are currently referring to it as Planet 9. Even the most advanced telescopes won't be able to find Planet 9 because it will be at the solar system's outermost regions. If this planet does exist, astronomers predict that it would be an icy globe around 3 times the size of Earth. Number 4. Methane from Mars. Despite the fact that methane has been found on several planets, astronomers nevertheless get excited whenever they discover it. This is because methane is a typical byproduct of life. For instance, you may have heard that methane is a key factor in cow farts. Methane can also be created by non-biological processes, therefore it does not necessarily indicate the existence of life. The amount of methane produced on Mars is far lower than that on Earth. The small amount of methane found on Mars is nonetheless intriguing since it varies so much. It also indicates that the seasons have an impact on this variation. Scientists have a few hypotheses as to why it happens. For instance, rocks on the surface may absorb and release methane depending on the season. Of course, the more exciting hypothesis is that the variations in methane are caused by life. If this is the case, surface-dwelling bacteria are almost definitely at blame. Number 3. The temperature above the Sun is much hotter than below. The Sun's surface, which causes blindness when viewed directly, is, to put it mildly, quite warm. The corona, the atmosphere above the surface, can reach temperatures of 1 to 10 million degrees Celsius, which is many times hotter than the surface, which is about 5,500 degrees Celsius. The Sun's flimsy corona can only be seen during a solar eclipse. Therefore, why is it so much hotter than the Sun's bright surface? Researchers are unsure. Millions of nanoscale solar flares that erupt on the Sun's surface every second and transport energy to the atmosphere above are thought to be the cause, going by one theory. Number 2. Our solar system may be more alien than most other star systems. Our solar system is perhaps a tiny bit of a cosmic anomaly. Astronomers have discovered similar-sized planets in other star systems, frequently evenly spaced in their orbits. Our solar system's size varies throughout time. Simply compare the dimensions of our 2 planets. For instance, Jupiter is over 28 times larger in diameter than Mercury. Jupiter has enough volume to accommodate more than 24,000 Mercuries. In comparison to other star systems, the cohesion of the space between the planets is also much weaker here. Astronomers don't understand why our solar system is so unique. Some suspect that Jupiter and Saturn's strong gravitational pull may be at blame. Number 1. Venus's Ashen light. Telescope watchers may see the planet's dark side thanks to a phenomenon known as the Ashen light of Venus. In 1643, it was first noted. Unlike the other topics on this list, the Ashen light's existence is disputed by scientists. Similar to Earthshine, which occurs when sunlight reflected from the Earth illuminates the shadows of the Moon, it has been compared. This makes sense in the context of moons like our own. Since they are close enough to the enormous planet they circle, the Sun's light can reflect off it and reach them at odd angles. For Venus, however, this theory makes little sense because there isn't a large orbiting body nearby. Due to how infrequent and sporadic observations of the Ashen light are, astronomers have made numerous attempts to photograph it. However, none of these attempts have been successful so far. Many people have given up on trying to support the phenomenon with proof. Nevertheless, several tales of the Ashen light exist, dating back to the 17th century astronomer Giovanni Battista Riccioli and amateur astronomers of the present day. This brightness is so elusive and contested that it has earned the nickname, the Loch Ness of Venus. This is the list for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day and we'll see you all in next video.